Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God bless you. My name is Pastor Yemi Omogboyega. It's nice to have you around again. Thank you for patronizing our channel. I want to talk on the topic why people with poor background are brutal in when they become wealthy. Why people with poor background are brutal or aggressive when they become wealthy. Poverty is a very bad enemy of man. Poverty limits everything about your life. And by the time you are grappling with poverty in your life, one thing you grow is what is called poverty mentality. Everything is serious. Everything is hot. Everything is total. Just a moment. One thing about poor people is that, you see, because they have to suffer, they have to linger, they have to really struggle to get anything in their lives. And that is how they hold very tightly to whatever eventually they are able to get hold of in life. I remember when one of my children was trying to use my only car anyhow. I was like, oh, daddy, let me use your car. Let us do this. Let us do that. I want to take it. So it got to a point. I was so protective of that car because that was the only car I had. And the car itself was a gift. I could not afford to let it just go like that, get spoiled, and I cannot get it back on the road. I don't want to become someone who had a car before and didn't have a car anymore. At least I need a car for mobility as and when I need it. So it was like a quarrel. I said, anytime I say these things, he does not understand. He does not want to understand. One day he was very angry. He said, this is your poverty mentality. Poverty mentality. That's my own son telling me that. I was angry that day. I was shaken to my bone marrows because all efforts to explain to my son that it is not good that I don't have any car again. I have no alternative. If there is anything that is happening and I needed to move fast, I will not be able to move. And it's for the benefit of all of us that are living together so that we don't run everything aground. The second car that I had an issue. My mechanics here in Ekitiland, they dealt with it very well. And as I speak with you now, I'm expecting a busherman to come and just take it away so that I stop having the bad memory that I had with the mechanics. So, but that notwithstanding, that's what it produced. And when some of my grandchildren want to play with my phone, I'll remember, how much will I buy another one again? Oh, I would restrain them. I'm sure it's just that they cannot express it like the adult one. They will say it is poverty mentality. They are correct, but it may appear rude to me, but they don't understand. It is the poverty mentality. I had to admit, because if I had several cars, they can use anyone, or if I had bought them their own, though not compulsory, because my approach policy is that they should work and buy their own. Don't they will understand what I'm saying? They will know the value. And the poverty I'm talking about is not the poverty that we don't have. Oh. The poverty that I'm talking about is let us maintain what we have so that we don't keep on suffering when we already have something. We don't have to be looking for it again. This is what they don't understand. Because in their own, it is just use. And again, when the cost of maintenance was going up, it's a problem because I have to budget on maintenance of the vehicle. Two things happened. One day, they took the car to the nearest town, and on their way back, the vehicle developed a problem. The radiator packed up. So it was like the vehicle was doing overheating, and they had to still wangle the vehicle back home. By the time they got home, thank God, that the gasket had not burnt. And if that had happened, and the mechanics in my place who had ruined two vehicles for me, they ruined my pickup, he lost pickup. They also damaged my optical, what do you call it, my smaller car. If they had gone into this one again and they start fumbling with it, maybe that would have been the end of. So my quarrel, my poverty mentality was justified. So they came back at the end of the day. We ended up having had to change the radiator. Thank God we were able to get it fixed. And I told them, come, you have seen what I'm saying now. It is left for you to continue. Now I said, contribute to the repair of that vehicle. Then we share it, ratio 2-1. So he took 1/3, I took 2/3. He started spending money. So he felt the pain. It's good to let somebody know. It's not everything that will be overpowering. It's not as if I couldn't repair that vehicle myself, but I wanted him to have an experience in what I'm saying. So from that day, he started withdrawing, being careful, and then he will only use the car sparingly. Another thing that happened was, look, maintenance. Running a car around is a waste. You need to just define your movement before you start carrying a car around. Thank God. Fuel price jumped up to 1,000 plus. I tell you, today, he will not move near the car. He will not move near the car. And I now said, God of justice, you see now, justice has been done to between us. I said, I will invite, come and carry this car and use it. He say, no. Come and carry this car and use it. He say, no. Then the vehicle is now fit for purpose. At least needed, use as you need it. Use when you need it. It is in Nigeria that car becomes a status thing. It is Nigeria that car becomes something, it's a symbol of bigness. In advanced countries, you don't need your car. You use the train. You use their car, their buses. You use Uber services. So maintenance of car is not any serious problem. It is cheaper to park your car. Use it when you have occasion that is necessary, or you just want to warm it around. And when you now have a need, that car will be available for you. In that process, you can use a car for upwards of 20, 30,000, that 30 years. And that car will still be in good state. So, what poverty does in people's life is it makes them to grow a sense, because everything you do, if you grow up from that background, anything you do, you want to calculate the cost, and you want to make sure that you don't run into trouble with it. Poor people don't build big houses, but that little which they build, you see how treasured it will be in their eyes. And you damage anything in that house, the person that does it is in trouble. So that is one of those things. If you look at we are blaming our GOs, especially the ones that grew from poor background. Our daddy GO who says the greatest GO today, known all over the world. Even in his wealth now, in his soaring state of wealthiness, you will see that Baba is prudent. He is prudent. And the way he makes his money, the money must come from all angles. That is why you will see the aggressiveness with which Daddy Adeboye will preach on tithing and say, if you don't pay it, you won't make heaven. Thank God he has withdrawn that it is not in the Bible. The same way we demand for many, many, many forms of money from the people to the point that the people are groaning. We are now trying to liberate the people from their stronghold. That is because he has experienced poverty. People like that wouldn't want to fall back into poverty again. That is the truth about people who grew up from poor background. Everything counts. They count the cost of everything they are doing. They don't want to repeat what they have already done. They want to make progress. They want to advance. They don't want to be dragged backwards. I told a story sometime when my fountain pen, also my pen, mistakenly dropped from my pocket into the latrine while in the school. And my mother looked at it and said, we just bought this thing yesterday. How do you think I will raise another money to buy another one for you? She blamed me, and somebody else jumped in and even abused and insulted and did everything. Abused me, not even insult. Elders don't insult younger ones. He abused me well, rebuked me. She did. Over the little pen. But today, to God be the glory. Even my grandchildren will go to school with several biros. So, poverty mentality makes one to be aggressive, to be intolerant of waste. It's not a curse. I may think I thought it was rude then because I was very angry. But thinking over the whole thing, the truth is that if that car got spoiled, it is too expensive to fix. Even if I fixed it, I will struggle. And I don't want to go back to that struggle. That's the truth. But our children of today, they will tell you, sorry. If you like, go back to your poverty state. We will do what we want to do with what you have. And sometimes that will cause quarrels. Poverty mentality. They are that aggressive because whether it is to generate money, they will generate money aggressively. Whether it is to spend money, they will make sure that they spend money on purpose. Purposes that they can define, purposes that they can defend, purposes that, is necessary. So they have no room for pleasure or luxury. Now, even when they are now wealthy, they are still influenced by the previous states of their lives. History molds somebody. Even in the midst of plenty, some of them will not want to let go. Some of them will find it difficult even to give. Thank God. I give glory to God in that area that I think I am not in that position. Because what poverty did to me is for me to be merciful unto others, to see them in the previous state I was and want to do something to elevate them from my previous state, which is their present state. Poverty is, that's why I say it's our greatest enemy. Poverty will breed ignorance. You are even poor because you are ignorant. You are ignorant again because you are poor. Because, for instance, if you have good education and you are well exposed, you will know many things. Poverty will not allow you to get educated and get exposed. And even when you are now wealthy, it still wants to have influence on you unless you are the type that is having the nature of peace, the nature of generosity, the nature of gifting. Poverty will not. You want to just keep everything to yourself. Poverty will not even make you to want to spend on investments that will better your life. Because you will be thinking that it will finish, and as you are still thinking, not investing where you should, the thing will finish. But those who are wise, we know that you don't get unless you give. I'm not talking of tithe, because that one you are being forced to give it. That's not the nature of God's giving. Poverty is something that everybody should detest, and you should do everything legitimate to remove it from your life. So when you see old people who grew up from poor background, cautioning, checkmating everything you are doing, telling you about waste, this and that, it is because of their experiences in life. The best thing is for you to learn from them, because if care is not taken, no matter how much you earn in life, you will still come back to poverty. Just like one Mr. Ogbo will say. He says, it is not how much you earn in life, but how much you grow. It is not how much you earn. You may be earning fat salaries. He experienced it. He worked for the best organizations in this world, Shell and Chevron put together. But he landed in poverty. I have experienced it. I had to have my own share of, you see, to build yourself is not easy. You will make mistakes. You will make mistakes. And unless you are able to grow a good part of your income, to grow it, to be bringing in you. When he was citing the example of, he just released a video where he said he just released thousands of naira as dividend from an organization, from GT Bank. He said, thank God that portion that he saved with the bank that time that he used to buy the shares, that portion is what is yielding him big money today. Good. Congratulations, that one worked. How about those of us who bought shares in organizations that have gone under? The organization we looked at as promising. Because how would I say that an organization that somebody like Buba Marwa set up, Albarka Airline, that it will go under so soon? And the thing went under. How about some other organizations, many like that went under? And such that the shares that I bought at a huge rate was only worth one-tenth of the value. Things are happening. Thank God for those who succeeded there. Some of them that still worked for me today, I know that it yielded, but when I was able to, I had to sell whatever was left. And I went into Agric. 10 years of agony. Commercial agriculture. Apologies again to those who are introduced to it. But it's all risks of life. And it failed. How about that? So many things will fail, many things will succeed. Time and chance is what works for everybody. This Agric we are saying failed, worked for some people who have the network of connections that can introduce them to use government facilities and all that. They will tell you it is a good venture. But those of us who have to fund every kobo of it, we knew it is not a good venture for individuals because of the various factors now that are affecting it. Look at the Fulani thing, look at the climate change. Thank God this year, 2025, God is doing miracles in that aspect, giving us good rains, fulfilling his promises. Does that still remove the influence of the thieves? Does it remove the influence of animals? Does it remove the influence of failed or laborers, that the laborers that will work for you, that will want to make money from you, not the rendering services, or the equipment failures, or the cost of equipment that you will not be able to afford, and so on and so forth. So, those who have poverty mentality is not a curse. We should stop seeing it as a curse. Those who have poverty mentality developed that because of the fact that they don't want to fall back. The fear of returning to status quo is what makes them to be extraordinarily cautious. That's why they want to make more money, and that is why they don't even want to give much, except those whom God has given the Dorcas's heart in this world. You can now understand why these people will demand for all forms of money. Every second must yield money, whether in the church, whether they are businessmen, or anything else. Wherever you find them, they are crying for more because they've tasted poverty. They don't want to return to it. God bless you. This is just a short one, just to let you know that when people are asking for money unendingly, when they refuse to give, so that they don't, and one thing about them, they invest a lot. It is their state of mind. It is what experience life has taught them. God bless you. Please share and share and share and learn from it yourself. Comment, like, notification button, don't forget to press. Have a wonderful time. Bye.